Well, right now, the 27 other EU leaders are meeting in pre-summits in their various political configurations. I'm here at the Palais d'Egmont, where the 8 liberal prime ministers of Europe are meeting to decide what their response is going to be to Theresa May's letter. Now, talking to some of these liberal politicians as they came in here today, I am hearing a preference for a long-term extension if Theresa May cannot get her deal through the British Parliament rather than that ultra short-term extension only until 23rd May, which is the other option on the table. Now that may be because their family party in the UK, the Liberal Democrats, they want to see a long-term extension. Of course, they want to see a second referendum called during that long-term extension. Vince Cable, who is the leader of the Liberal Democrats, when he was coming into the meeting here today, he said that he thinks the best way forward is to have that long-term extension. So all the leaders are building their party positions now, and we'll see what they say when they arrive at the European Council in just a couple hours.
Now, Dave, France is really the biggest unknown at the moment. It threatened yesterday to reject the delay if Theresa May can't prove sufficient guarantees that the British Parliament will approve her divorce deal. How is Theresa May going to get President Macron on board?
That's the big question. French President Macron is the big wild card here because he is not part of a European political family, at least not yet, although he's been flirting with the Liberals here. And he is the one that no one really knows. It's probably a lot of today's outcome is going to rest on him because France has been the one most skeptical of a long-term extension. They really don't like the idea of the British having a vote in EU lawmaking over the next 1 year, 2 years, while they're still going to be leaving the EU. They think that the British would purposefully hold the EU back. And so whether Macron can stomach that long-term extension is the big question of the day. The noises so far from France have not been good, but it may be that Macron can be convinced to agree to a long-term extension if the British promise not to vote on serious issues. So in exchange for giving that 1-year extension, the British would say, okay, we will not exercise our right to vote as an EU member state, maybe just on some particular issues or maybe on all issues. That may be what's needed to convince Macron, but of course we'll find that out later today when he hears from Theresa May. He's supposed to be having a meeting with her, and he, I'm sure, will let his thoughts be known.